I'm Caroline McCrory.
And I'm Lindsay Motes.
And today our lesson is taking photos of Curious George, exploring characters through images.
In this lesson, the students begin exploring the character Curious George. Students imagine what George would do if he came to their school, and they plan out different places that he would go in the school and what he would be doing.
The students go around and they take pictures of Curious George posed in humorous ways, and the students will create a storybook and then a digital book that tells their story of Curious George.
I'm doing session 1, and in my session, we review what they already know about Curious George, then we read the story and talk about what they learned about him.
I'm doing session 2. In my session, we talk about the character traits of Curious George, we talk about what George does that makes him curious, and then we talk about different places in our school where George could get in trouble, and then we go around and take pictures at different places in the school of George doing different things.
Hi friends! So yesterday we read Curious George by H.A. Ray, and we created a web of Curious George, and we also drew pictures of where you think George would go. And so today we're going to talk about George again, but we're going to answer a lot of questions and we're going to have a lot of fun, okay? Alright, so first we're going to pull out your web that looks like this. Alright, and we're going to talk about some character traits of George. So who can remember yesterday when we read Curious George? Does everyone remember?
Yes.
Okay, so from the book, what do you think some character traits of George would be?
He's playful, and
He
he likes to get into a lot of trouble.
He does. So
He was tricky.
He was tricky. So when you call out these, I'm going to write them up here, and you're going to write them on your web, okay?
Okay.
So playful. He's tricky. What else did you guys say so far?
He misbehaves.
Does he? What did he do to misbehave, Lindsay?
He tried to jump off a boat.
He did.
He stole balloons.
He did, yeah.
He's also really funny.
He is funny. Some of the stuff he does is really funny.
Yeah.
Most importantly, he's curious.
Yeah.
He is curious.
That's what gets him into his trouble.
Yes, you're right. All right, good character traits, guys. So next, we are going to talk about George a little bit more in depth, just going over things that we already know about George, okay? So what kinds of things does George do that get him in trouble in our book?
Oh, he takes the man's yellow hat in the very beginning.
In the very beginning, he takes the man's yellow hat. See? He has it on his head and he's running around with it. Good job, Lindsay. What else does George do that gets him into trouble?
He jumped off the boat.
Yeah, we've said that a lot, but he did jump off the boat, which if you had a pet monkey and he jumped off the boat, how would you feel? Not good.
I would be scared.
Yeah, because what if he got in trouble and he couldn't swim? That would be bad. What else does he do?
He takes the balloons.
Yeah, that probably wasn't a nice thing because the balloon man, that's his job, and he sells those balloons, so George just took all of them.
And you're not supposed to steal.
No, you're not. That's right, Abby. Good job. All right, so our next question is, what happens to George when he gets curious?
He gets himself in a lot of trouble.
He does, yeah. So, like, what would you do if your pet monkey was that curious and he was running around getting himself in trouble?
He would have to go in timeout or
Yeah, I
something.
put him in timeout.
You would?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you ever send him away?
No.
I would be too sad to do
You'd be
that.
too
Yeah,
sad.
I would love him too much.
Yeah. All right, and how does George usually get out of trouble?
The man in the yellow hat helps him.
He does, yeah. And sometimes George just gets out of trouble like by himself. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has a good way of getting out of trouble because people like him.
that's true because he's actually kind of cute, right?
He's really cute.
He's cute. Okay. So next, we're going to look at this little picture of George, and we are going to create a class story tomorrow about George and like what we would imagine that he would do if he came and visited our school. So first we're going to list ideas of things that Curious George might do at our classroom adventures at our school, okay? So we are going to write them down. You can write them on your paper, and I'm going to write them up here, just so we have lots of ideas, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want us to write them down first or just call them out?
You can just say your ideas, and then we'll write them
I
down.
bet he would go to the playground and swing on the swings.
You
and
think
the
he would?
slides.
Probably jump.
Yeah, jump around.
Yeah.
I bet he would eat my lunch.
You think you would eat your lunch?
Probably.
Because sometimes George can be mean,
Oh,
right?
I bet he would go to the copy machine and try to make copies of himself.
You think?
Yeah,
You would like
I
put his
bet
face
he would
on
say
there?
Yeah. I think he would get on the intercom and make a lot of noise.
You think
I
he
think
would?
that too.
He probably would.
He could try and pretend to be the principal.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Those are all really great ideas. Does anyone else have any ideas? Or are those all of our places that we think George would go?
I bet he would also go to the bathroom and swing between the stalls,
He probably would.
which would cause a lot of trouble.
That's
School.
true.
Probably.
So we're going to take a couple of those ideas and you guys are going to write them down. So we talked about the playground, the copy machine, the bathroom, and the intercom. So we're going to write those down, and then tomorrow we are going to create a story out of them. Those are really great ideas, guys. So next we are going to think about how we will pose George in front of all these places, what things he could do at all these places that we can show him doing, that we can take pictures of to make a digital book. So you guys shared some really great ideas. Do you guys have any other ideas of things that George could do that we could take pictures of him doing if he was in our school?
In the bathroom, he could be unrolling toilet paper, so we could have a whole bunch of toilet paper and pose him in front of that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Take a
That's,
picture.
that's not a nice thing to do.
Yeah, and in the
Yeah.
cafeteria, we can have him on the food, like he's playing with the food.
Oh, yeah.
Stealing bananas.
Stealing bananas, yeah. Those are great ideas. So he would be in the bathroom, cafeteria. Anybody else have any good ideas?
Him playing on the playground,
Mm-hmm.
on the swings.
Yeah. Those are all really great ideas.
So we're going to take pictures of him.
We're going to take pictures of George posed in all of these places. We're going to create a story, and then we're going to use our pictures to create a digital book that we will share with everyone in our class.
I'm so
That
excited.
sounds like fun.
Yay, good job, guys.